Have you ever wondered what people do when they're on your website? And is everything easy to find? How do they interact with all your pages? Well, let me introduce you to Hotjar. Hotjar is a user experience insights tool that literally shows you in a video format how somebody navigates, goes through your website, clicks on things, where you lose them, and it also provides live feedback from these users so you can improve their experience. I want to show you how this all works, and I think it's a must-have tool for any website, especially for retreat websites, so you can see where there are bottlenecks in their experience, where are you losing them, and how could you actually improve their experience. So once you create your account, you first go to hotjar.com and you create your account. You get started for free. There's a free level and then there's a paid level, but the free level is sufficient unless you have thousands of visitors per day or per month on your website. Once you have created your account, this will be the dashboard that you arrive at. And on the left-hand side is the menu of what you can see in Hotjar related to your website. The pages that I specifically go to probably on a weekly basis or more frequently when I'm just making changes to the site and want to see live feedback on how they are, how it's landing with people that are visiting the website. So I look at recordings, feedback, and occasionally heat maps, but definitely the recordings is really interesting. So if I click on recordings, you'll be able to see which pages, let's say in the last 30 days, which people have actually visited my website. Now this is anonymous, so you don't know who the actual person is, but you could see which country they are located in. You can see how many actions they took on your website, how many pages they viewed, how long they spent, if it was on a desktop or a mobile device, which browser, and so on. You can also see which page they initially arrived on your website on and which page they left on. And what you can do is, let's have a look at the first one. You click on play, and it will open a window of a video recording of this person navigating your website. Let me just pause it before we move on. You can have different speeds, so you can do this at normal speed, which would be 1 times 1, or you can speed it up purely for observation purposes, and you can see how their mouse interacts with your site. You can follow their whole journey. On the right hand side, you can hover over the session info and you can see the more details, like on the previous page. You can also see where they originally came from. So this particular visitor to my website came through YouTube, probably my YouTube channel. And then these are the list of actions they took. But let's actually watch how this person interacts. You can see on the little white dots, that's when they actually did an action. This is where nothing's happening. And what we can do, we can skip the inactivity. So we don't have to sit there and wait for them to, maybe they've gone to get a cup of coffee or something during this time. So you can enable this and skip it. So let's have a watch of this person interacting with my website. So they arrived from my YouTube channel to my freebie, a free website review. You see those squiggly lines? That's the mouse. This is the pages they are interacting with. Let's try that again, but just in a slower version. This is a real life speed now, so we can get a better sense. So they're navigating the website, the pages. They've gone to the case study page. They are reading. A lot of people move their mouse when they're reading and follow along like a finger. They're skimming through, as you can tell. It's a long article, but they're skimming. A lot of people do this. They don't sit and read the whole thing all in one go. And they go on to, they're clicking around. So I can tell that maybe I need to work on this page a bit better because they're obviously wanting to see something. And they go to my resources and then they leave. So you can, let me just close that, learn a lot from their interaction. Let's see somebody who has spent a lot of time on my website, nearly 20 minutes, 7 pages, 24 actions. Let's have a look at that. And it just gives you, you can then see how where people get lost. Maybe you can sense what they are lacking, what they're trying to click on, which is not clickable. You will see your most popular pages. Maybe you can reorganize your pages based on their feedback. So this person is literally reading everything on the About page. So that is a good thing. I like that because they're actually paying attention to what I'm reading. Let's see what action they do next. They're really taking their time here. Then they go to my contact page, or was that an error? Maybe the link's not working. So now I just need to go and double check if that was, if it's actually working, that contact button. Now they've gone to the services page. So I can get an understanding on how they're navigating my website and look for places to improve. Let's just speed that up. This person is definitely reading a lot. Good to see. So those are the recordings, great insights from there. You can do different filters here. Then I wanted to show you the feedback. In my website, you will see I have a little icon, a little widget that's floating around on my site on every single page. And it gives an opportunity for somebody to give feedback of their experience. There we go, should come up shortly. And that's this little widget over here, a little smiley face where people can rate their experience here and give you some feedback. The feedback that you get, you will see under the feedback section in Hotjar, and you can see, for example, this person 2 days ago said great information, really good help, and I can see which page they looked at. That was a blog post, so I'm happy that that blog post they got some good information out of that. So that's a great way of including the Google Analytics data that you would generally see. Hotjar takes it to another level because you actually get a glimmer, a window, a visual window of what is happening on your website and how they're interacting. And lastly, heat maps. I look at this more once a month, once every 2 months, because I get the more information from the recordings. But for example, on this particular page, the case studies page, I can see they click on resources, and obviously the read more, that's the main button that I want them to read. And that's really where they focus on, but you can have a look at lots of different other pages and then make more of an insight in there. Okay, so I highly recommend that you install Hotjar. It's a little piece of code that you install in the back end of your website. They have a lot of tutorials showing you how to install this piece of code, so I'm not going to show you in this tutorial video.